What up, everybody? Welcome back to the real feel. Welcome back to me life. Where do I start? 90 days, people. 90 days clean. What a journey it has been. 90 days. That's a long time without getting high. Nowadays, I smoke weed, okay? I do smoke weed. I've been smoking it for a while, but more differently nowadays than usual. So I say I like getting stoned when I say that. Getting high is a totally different story. A sativa makes me high. I don't like that feeling some days. I surely don't. But 90 days clean off of drugs. It's been a long, tough road. But it can be done. It can happen. And in the times now where we've been going through in the past 4 to 5 months, 6 months in this pandemic, I don't know how. I knew it was time, but I didn't know how I made it through, especially we're all going through something. We're all hurting right now. So people are going to start, putting people down and because they're going through shit. So like going through that time of hate and trying to make it through getting clean and still being around people that aren't happy with their life, and I'm still trying to make it through, and I still am making it through. It shows people, it shows it can happen. It shows that you can make a negative into a positive, and there's always a positive and a negative, always. I'm going to continue this journey. I'm going to continue being clean. I'm going to continue taking my steps. I'm going to continue taking my risks. I'm going to continue living the journey that I'm living. And I'm going to continue this spiritual journey, but it's more of a spiritual journey I'm on. I meet different people. I have different conversations. And what was holding me back from being me, being who I am, and doing what I'm supposed to be doing and doing what I feel I need to be doing or what life is showing me, I needed to get clean. I needed to get off of drugs. And 90 days is it's a long time. It truly feels like, and people have been through this position where something is so, because you're always thinking about it, that's something that's always on your mind. It's the same with like going through recovery, drugs is. And I've had my times in between this 90 days, but you're thinking about it so much and you want it to be at a certain part, it's taking forever. And being high and being in that routine of getting high and getting drugs, you were so clouded and so stuck in that moment is that you had no idea what was going on around you. You thought you knew what was going on around you. You thought you knew what you were doing. You thought you were doing right. You thought you had it under control. You don't really notice that until you actually get clean and you actually get past that line. And I've talked about this many, many times. You have to get past that line, and you're not going to know what that line is until you feel it and you get past it. And I know it takes forever. I know it feels like forever, and I know it's been 4 days for you, and I know it's been a week for you, and you're like, holy shit, it's been only a week and it feels like forever, and it feels like that line is never gonna come. It truly feels like that line to get past recovery and whatever it is, you feel like that line is never gonna come. So you go back to getting high and you go back to doing your bad routine, and then you're mad at yourself again, then you're frustrated because you're like, why am I back in this position? So then some people want to stay there and some people die. Some people don't get past that line and they die. And they take that last hit, they take that last drink, or they do that one stupid thing they didn't want to do and they die. Or they end up fucking their life up completely. But once you get past that line and you figure it out and you do get past that line, you'll know what I'm saying. But when you do get past that line, you have to be prepared of knowing that you have to start a new routine. You have not a new routine, you have to start doing a new routine from what you were doing in the bad and what got you in the bad and what you're recovering from. So when you get to that line, you need to be prepared to have a new or something to keep you busy or some kind of routine. Mine was always music, always writing, always making videos. That was mine out. And I needed to get past that line to fully See that. It was there in front of me. It was sitting right there, the 2 weeks in, the 3 weeks in, whatever, the 2 days in, the 3 days in of my recovery. It was sitting right there in front of me that it was so close that I could grab it, but I couldn't touch it. Or I could touch it, but I couldn't grab it. Until I got past that line. Because you have to feel it. You have to know that you're like, okay, I feel it. And once you feel it, start a new routine, start new people, start everything new. That was new. When I say new, starting new from what the bad was. So like whatever was being bad to you or whatever was ruining your life and all that stuff, you have to do new from that. If there was people in your life that still stuck with you in your bad times and that, keep those people around. That's good. Or keep those things around or whatever it is. But starting new from the bad routine and starting a new routine or what, like I say new because you can start something new from the bad that you were doing or whatever the routine that you were doing. But mine was music, but I needed to start this routine. But again, you needed that clear head. You needed to get past that line, to get past whatever it was going through your mind or whatever was in your system for drugs. Once you get past that and that's cleared out, then you could start your routine again. Then you can start your good, let's put it that way, your good routine from your bad routines, your new routines, your good routines. You can start those once you get past that line. But getting there is going to feel like forever. But you can get there. 90 days. I'm at 90 days. I'm going farther. I'm going to make it to 120. I'm going to make it to 206. I'm going to make a year. I'm going to make it 365 days. But what I realize is that that's going to take a long time. But you have to learn in that process that things are going to start coming back. And I've mentioned this before. Bad is going to start to come back. Triggers are going to start to come back. But you got to find that balance so you can stay ahead of that negative. One step. That negative's always going to be there. But you just got to be one step ahead of it. A couple steps is even better. A bunch of steps ahead of it is even better. But you got to get ahead of that negative. Because if you're stuck battling it all the time, you're always going to try to find where you are and what you're supposed to be doing. And then your purpose is going to go away. Then you're going to you're going to get depressed. Then you're going to go back to sitting around doing nothing. And then you're going to be sitting in your house being all upset, wondering what would happen. No matter if it's going to be good or bad, find out the answer. You have to do it to know it. You have to try it to know it. You have to feel it to know it. You can't just think it. Now, I go off my guts, I go off feelings, I go off how I feel. But there's also a balance between our mind and our gut. Don't overthink things. Find that balance in between your mind and what your gut is feeling. Once you feel something, try to figure it out. So if you feel you want to do something, or you feel like something's not right, think about it and figure it out. So you're finding that balance in between your heart, your soul, and your gut and your mind. Because your mind is the most powerfulest thing out there. It is the most powerfulest thing out there. And I'm not no scientist, but I know this from experience that our mind is powerful. It takes us to places that people are mostly scared of. And they try to run away from it. So they try to get back into this comfy routine of life because they're scared of going that deep into their thoughts. That's where we start to overthink things, and then we go by our gut, but our gut always tells us something wrong. Or could tell us something bad, but our gut is telling us something. But you find that balance in between your mind and your gut, you'll find your placing, you'll find your balance in between life, and you'll find your steps that you can take, and you can find those places you can go, and you'll be protected by, whatever. You'll feel right about it, and no matter what happens, nothing bad, like you'll get an answer from it. But if you keep running from those answers and you keep running from everything that you should be doing in life and what the purpose is in life, you're always going to be stuck in this weird depression routine. And again, my life isn't perfect. From day one throughout my 90 days and still to this day, I get triggers. I get things coming back to me that I don't want in my life. I get triggers. These are going to come, and they're not meaningful. Like the person doing it or the thing doing it doesn't know what you're going through, or they don't know what's happening, or the thing, whatever's coming back, doesn't know how you're going to react or why you're reacting to it. or sorry, how you're going to react to it, but it happens anyways. But it's your choice how you react to it, what you're going to take from that trigger or take for what's coming back to try to tear you down. And these triggers and these bad things come back to me all the time. And they're going to keep coming back. But I found that balance, or I'm trying to find it, and I'm close to finding that balance in between the negative and that positive, and trying to stay finding that balance, figuring it out, and then figuring out where that positive is, and trying to stay one step ahead of that negative. Because once you're ahead of it, the negative seems like nothing, and it seems like it happens, but it's just nothing. If you keep letting things tear you down, you're still gonna keep yourself in that spot, in that bad routine that you don't want to be in. The only way out is your choice. It's your choice to make that out. The hands are there. I'll put it in this way. The hands are there to help you. They're not coming to save you. They're not coming to pull you. They're not coming to knock on your door and save you. That is not going to happen. But I promise you this. Those hands are there. There's probably tons of them. Those hands are there if you need it. No matter what it is trying to help you get out. Those hands are there, but you're not going to know unless you don't go to those hands, because those hands aren't coming to you. You'll get, hey, you should try this. You'll get suggestions, and take suggestions and make it your own. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Don't take exactly what I'm saying. Like, take my experience and make it your own, and learn from what I'm saying and make it your own and try it yourself. So what I'm saying is that no one came and saved me. No one came and knocked at my door, but I know those hands were there. I got told how to do it. I got told this is where it is if you want it. I got told how to do it if I want it. I got told what the hands are for if I wanted it. Do you see what I was saying in there? If I wanted it. You're only going to do it if you want it. So I'm telling you, there's 100 hands out there waiting for you to take that step to pull you along and teach you on a good journey. But it takes you to go get those hands. Those hands aren't coming to you. It's a fact. I've lived it. Tons of other people lived it. And you're not going to know until you're in that spot. So I can seem like I'm talking shit. I can seem like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Hello? But I'm sitting right here. I'm sitting living it. So how the hell isn't it truth? Now, everything is not fact. Like, I make sure that I know what I'm talking about, and I go by experience. I don't try to read off something that I don't know about and try to tell you about it. I go off experience. I'm not reading off any script. I'm not reading off anything. I do take ideas, and I do take my livings of life, and I do take experience or things that I, experience and listen to and read and whatever, but I'm not reading a script in front of you and going off of exactly what it's saying. There's nothing in front of me. I'm just telling you how I feel and how I experience it. And you're not going to know unless you try. And this recovery and going through this has been fucking hard as shit. It's been tough as fucking hell, tough as nails. But I'm here today and I'm living it and I'm still learning and I'm still trying. I don't know where this is going to go. All I know is that I have an idea and I have something that I'm aiming towards, and I'm running towards it until I'm gone. Until there is no more Kevin left. I am chasing it and I'm going after it. When I say I'm a gypsy, I mean I'm a gypsy. And if you don't know what that means, maybe you should look it up and try it out. But a gypsy is just basically, if I break it down in simpler ways, they're all over the place. They're always constantly thinking and moving forward and stuff like that. Just constantly moving on. If I broke it down simpler properly, then that's basically what it means. If you want to look it up, then look it up. But I basically call myself a gypsy or a hippie or like whatever, moving, always spiritual mind, always looking forward, always thinking of things and always finding new things, always trying to find new ways. And I wouldn't have known any of that stuff and try to continue with that if I didn't get clean. So please, people, try, take that step, take that hands. And I understand we're all hurting, man. We're all hurting, and it's very tough to get the help nowadays. Now, because of this pandemic, and you can't even go to meetings because there's no, well, there is meetings open. If anybody wants to know, there is a couple meetings open. If I can get the dates, I forget what the dates are, but if anybody's going through any shit and trying to go through recovery or something, there is a couple meetings open. There's one in Eagle Place, and then there's one, I think it's Shellard's Lane, I'm pretty sure. There's one, if I'm correct. Yeah. I was just reading the text message. Yeah, the ones in Shellers Lane, I think. But you can look them up on Google and you can find them and stuff. So if you need meetings, they are out there to meet with people. I don't know how they're doing it. You wear a mask, I think it is. But I know that there is hands out there. You just got to take the step towards it. And I thank everybody for being on my journey with me and being by my side for the ones that have been there. But you have to bear with me. I'm still relearning myself. I'm still living. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be like, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be. No, I don't know. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep moving forward. I may move out. I may get out a different city. I may be there. I may be here. I'm going to be learning. And the only way for me to teach and help people is to keep experiencing life. If I'm stuck in this one spot, I have nothing else to say. But I felt that I had to go through all of what I did to do the artistry that I have nowadays and have the creativeness I have nowadays and have the experience and thoughts to teach people nowadays. And if I didn't go through what I went through, if it wasn't meant to be, then I wouldn't. It was obviously meant to be. And if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't be here today. And it, yeah, it's like... Just checking a message, sorry. Keep that head up, man. Try to keep the head up. Try to keep smiling. I appreciate all my supporters. I appreciate the people that are sticking around. I appreciate all the views. Please take in what I say. Please share this. Recovery, 90 days. 90 days, I'm going to keep this going. This is part 3 of recovery. This is what this video is about. More my life, and it just came right off from the chest. I just winged it, but I'm talking about depression, getting recovery and from drugs, depression, your bad mental states. This is what it's all about, and you need to get, and you can try to get help for it. The hands are there, people. It's there. Just got to reach for it. You got to reach for it, man. Got to try to take that step. And I know it's going to take long. It's going to take long. It's going to take a long time. But I promise you, you can get there if you get that on the other side of that line. Please don't forget to subscribe. Share this if you can. Share this if you can. It'd be much appreciated. So keep that head up. Keep smiling. Much love to everybody. Peace out.